Yeah,
we are photographing this wedding. Courtney is my second shooter, and
you can't say second shooter in Baltimore. Welcome, everybody, to the Bob and Katie Show.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Bob, and we have a guest.
I'm Courtney.
The enthusiastic sound of her voice. She's
we have drug her almost 12 hours in a car yesterday. I don't blame her for her lack of enthusiasm.
Well, my throat
enthusiasm?
is itchy.
You got that enthusiasm going on, huh?
I'm so tired.
My throat's scratched.
Let me tell you what. Hey, let's stop right there. So, I already did the artwork for this episode, and it was going to be called, Baltimore Bound, right? Because we're in Baltimore. We drove to Baltimore for a wedding. And now I'm going to have to scratch all of that artwork. I'm still going to send it out. Like, I'm going to send the artwork out and show everybody because I'm proud of it. But this episode is going to be called Enthusiassm. So, good job for ruining my artwork.
I'm sorry.
Episode 126, Enthusiassm. So you have to help me, Katie. Help me how to figure that, like how to spell that accurately.
I don't know.
Enthusiasm. Before we get started, it turns out that I apparently need to offer a formal apology.
To who?
To Courtney.
What'd you do?
Yeah, what'd you do?
Well, apparently last night, so we got to this house last night, and we were in the bedroom, and you obviously weren't in the bedroom with us, but Katie informed me that yesterday, during the trip, that I might not have been the most pleasant of people.
Ooh, shocker!
Did you see? Did you see her, like, her smile when I said that? Like, she's like, I agree, but I'm not going to say it out loud.
Because she's too nice.
Oh, but it's okay.
Inside of her head, she's like, duh, Bob.
Anyways, I didn't realize.
She was there. She saw you trying to park the car last night. We're in the street, like, having to park on the street, like, parallel parking in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. And you were just like, no. You gave up. You threw the car and parked. It was like, no. I don't know what your plan was. You were just not going to finish parking the car, but you got out and left. And so Courtney and I, it's like 11 o'clock at night in a maybe not the best neighborhood in Baltimore. We're, 8 hours. We're almost 500 miles away from home. And you just get out and leave. And I was like, I guess I'm going to park the car.
You're making it sound way worse than it really was. We were in front of the house.
You were being boo-boo pouty. I don't care which way
I was angry. For sure, I was angry.
You were being boo-boo pouty.
I didn't, leave you guys, though. We were parked right in front of the house.
You're just like, I'm not going to do it.
Well, this is what happened. This is the first time coming to the house. We didn't know where it was. So we drove past it by, a half a block, maybe. Not even that much. We just, drove past it. But there's people parked on the side of the road. It would be better to, back the car up. And park in front of the car that was already here. That way it wasn't weird that, one person was parked, way out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, that way we weren't parked in front of somebody else's house.
Yeah, so I started backing up, and I kept...
I don't know these people. They might get angry if you park in front of their house, take their parking spot.
I was too close to the curb, and I kept, rubbing the curb, and it finally was screw it, I'll just park here. That's what it was. You got out and moved the car, but you didn't have to. You could have left it there. It would have been fine. Mm. It was definitely...
Let's talk about another time Bob got mad yesterday.
Okay.
The rental car we have has Bluetooth. Obviously, it's a brand new car. And your mom called? Somebody called. Mm-hmm. And you answered it. Well, the car picked up the phone call on Bluetooth.
No. I called somebody.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You were on the phone, and the car picked it up on Bluetooth. Mm-hmm. And you about had a meltdown.
I couldn't... Well, it was a work call, and
that's who. Yeah, that's right.
It didn't need to be out loud. You know what I mean? So, I was trying to get it back. See, in our car,
you sound like you're like a spy.
When the truck,
I couldn't reveal my secrets.
I'm trying to calm down because I'm angry just thinking about
remembering the memory.
When the Flex steals the call, because that's what I call it. When the car takes my call and
every
puts
day
it inside
when
the
you
radio.
call me and you're leaving work. Because our car, it's synced up to the Bluetooth. So as soon as you get in the car, it transfers over to Bluetooth because it wants you to be safe.
Right.
And you spew profanities every single day when that happens.
Because I try to keep it on the phone. Well, in the Flex, like, after I calm down, you can hit the audio button on the phone and pick where the audio is coming from. I just change it to iPhone. But in that car, you couldn't do that.
I think you have to pick on the display.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm still figuring it out.
I said some colorful language and hung up on the person that I called. So, like, from their end, they're probably like, what just happened?
If they're not used to your level of anger, yeah.
I say level of enthusiasm. That's my level of enthusiasm.
Okay.
Is extremely high. Yeah, so... Well, I mean, I had issues with that car from the very beginning. We rented...
No, like about 10 minutes before the phone call, you're like, this car's so cool. This car's awesome. I wouldn't mind having a car like this. I could drive this car. Did you not? Did you not? You're like, this car's so cool.
And then shortly after, I was like,
it was literally like 10 minutes. And you were like, God dang it. I hate this stupid car.
Well, we rented a car to drive to Baltimore. Because I don't trust my car to drive to Baltimore.
Our car is a 2010 with almost 200,000 miles. And let's just say the Flex takes its time getting up to speed. Once it's there, it's good to go. But when you're driving through Washington, D.C. On Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock...
You need reliable transportation.
You need a car that you can hit the gas and it's going to freaking go. Because if you don't go... then you gonna get run over.
You know when I really knew we made the right choice renting a car? Last night we went to where the wedding was going to be, and then we left there and we came back to where we were going to be staying. But on the way, it was like, hey, we got to get something to eat. So we ended up just stopping at a grocery store. It's called Safe Right or something like that.
ShopRite.
This is when you pick the right car, because we walked into a grocery store and they had an armed security guard at the door. I've never seen that before.
We ain't got them where we live.
In my entire life. And right then I was like...
Ain't no Food Lion's got security guards.
Yeah.
Not that I've seen. They might.
I was like, I'm really glad we rented a car, because maybe this ain't the area to be breaking down in.
I know
what I mean?
At least it ain't my car.
A little sketchy.
But no, so the first thing that made me upset about the car is we rented it online, right? Like through some company.
Expedia. I think that's who we booked it through.
And we picked the quote-unquote manager special. And it said that it could fit up to 5 people or something like that.
Yeah, it said you would get compact or above. Mm-hmm. It would fit at least 5 people and at least 2 suitcases or whatever.
And we knew we were bringing a lot of stuff, so it was kind of like a gamble. We were like, okay, if we get a compact car, we're going to have to eliminate some things.
Before I did that, I looked at all the vehicles they considered compact.
Yeah.
And, to make sure, okay, these would do. We could fit all of our stuff in here.
If they gave us a Fiat, we'd be screwed.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Very much.
So we get there, and, I'm like, whatever car they give us, if it's too small, we'll just eliminate some stuff. We'll make it work. I was going into it.
Did we even discuss why we're here? We're here for a wedding.
Oh yeah, we're here for a wedding.
And not only is it a friend of ours that we're here for the wedding for, but it's also a work trip for all 3 of us.
Oh yeah, you're doing photography at the wedding. It ain't a work trip for me. I'm just playing some music.
Well, you're doing the role of DJing.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm playing the music where there normally would be a DJ, but I'm not a DJ. I made a playlist on my iTunes account.
Well, you had to bring the equipment. You had to bring speakers and all that good stuff to play the music through.
Sort of.
Did you?
I have them. I mean, I didn't necessarily have to bring them because they've got a bunch of wireless. I brought my microphone in case people wanted to give a toast.
So we have a trunk full of speakers and your equipment.
Yes.
Along with
thankfully they're still in there this morning because I wasn't sure.
And then it is definitely a work trip for Courtney and I because we are photographing this wedding. Courtney is my second shooter, and
you can't say second shooter in Baltimore. She's the second photographer.
Courtney is the other photographer for this wedding. We are both photographing this wedding. So not only do we have just our bags with our clothes and stuff.
Right.
But we have speakers and we have photography equipment. And so we have a lot of stuff.
And then everybody knows I travel with all of my recording equipment too, everywhere
And
we
then,
go.
we have podcasting equipment. So we have a lot of stuff. Oh, and then I had to pack the breast pump. Yeah, we don't travel light anywhere we go.
No.
So we get to the counter.
Here it goes.
And we had to go to the airport, which the Wilmington airport is not very big, but still, we've never even been to the Wilmington airport. So we go, it takes like 10 minutes driving around the airport to figure out where
to go.
the rental car place is
We
at.
rolled up and I was like, oh, this place is cute.
It's a tiny little airport.
They got them planes coming out here that like 4 people fit in. It's like,
Well, we don't have a lot of experience with airports because I've only flown twice. You've only flown once. And
I mean, I flew twice. I flew once there, and then I flew back.
we flew to Dallas, and that airport, it's like its own city.
Yeah.
It is crazy huge. Well, the Wilmington airport is not. It's teeny, itty, bitty. But so we're driving around, we're like, I see rental cars. Where do you get them? So we're driving around for like 15 minutes. We feel like idiots before we realize we have to go inside of the airport. We get to the counter. And we're like, yeah, I have a reservation. And she looks me up and she's like, okay, yeah, that's going to be I don't even remember what the actual vehicle was. And I said, oh, okay. She goes, yeah, that's a pickup truck.
Which is when Bob yelled the F word.
And Bob immediately starts
Really loud.
cussing. Courtney and I are embarrassed.
I'm sorry.
We're like, oh my God.
I'm like, oh, geez.
No, it wasn't immediately. I was like,
No,
oh,
it was-
no.
Courtney was there,
It wasn't
too.
immediate. There was like a good 15-second gap because I looked at it. I was like,
No.
I said, no. I said, we can't have a pickup truck. Like there's not enough room. And she goes, well, that's what the manager special is. And then that's when I got loud. And I wasn't screaming.
Yeah, I think she even said something about that's why it's cheaper because nobody wants it.
I didn't.
Did she
You
say
guys
something
have
like
to
that?
back me up on this. I didn't cuss at her.
No,
I was screaming
it was
at
just,
nobody.
just
I was
like
just
into
screaming in the
the
middle.
universe.
It's more like a dang it situation. But
So I was like, you know what? You keep talking to her. I said, I'm walking down this whole counter because it was like 5 or 6 different places.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if we can find something.
We went to literally every counter.
Yeah, and it turns out you couldn't. So then I had to just put my head down and go back to the counter right through. I guess we don't need that.
And then we had to pay to upgrade to get an SUV.
So then I told, and this is the part you didn't really know about until afterwards. I told you to go ahead and pay for it. And while you're up there trying to set it up, I was on the phone with them. I was calling the 1-800 number. Because my thing was, if it had said compact car or bigger or possibly a truck, then I wouldn't have been as surprised. You know what I mean? But like when you think about renting
I didn't
a car from an
really-
airport, who rents a pickup truck?
Yeah, I didn't even...
Like if I wanted
It was
to
a
rent-
gamble.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was the gamble we took by saving $35, $40 off of what we were originally going to book.
Yeah.
But the upgrade fee was equal to the amount that we were going to originally book just by picking a compact SUV.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is.
And when we went out there to get the car, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there were no pickup trucks.
No, because nobody rented no pickup trucks.
So
Who
whenever-
rents a pickup
this is
truck
what-
from
this
a
is-
car rental place?
This is what was going to happen when we rolled up there and we're like, okay, cool, pickup truck, we'll take it. They were going to have to send somebody back behind the airport where this
blow
thing's-
the dust off of it. How old do you think it is?
They
Because the
probably
car
had to,
we
like-
got, it's brand spanking new. It only had 700 miles.
Oh, that pickup truck, it was a 1983 Ford Ranger, I guarantee it. Like, that's what they were going to give us.
No, because it definitely had like back seat.
play one of them cramped up back seats where your knees touch the back of the seat.
And I just want to be like...
Courtney was like, "Dear God, please don't make me sit in this back seat of
Courtney,
this pickup truck all the way to Baltimore."
Don't get mad at me when I say this, but that lady was looking at us going, with some... Not everybody's going to fit in the back seat of this pickup truck. Everybody ever rode in the back seat? Like, you ever had to get one of them back seats of pickups that, like, the seat folds down?
Yes, my grandpa had one of those. He had a little
When
Nissan.
you have to sit sideways and your shoulders touch your ears because you're squeezing together so much to try to fit between the back of the cab and like the...
It's like not even like a real seat.
No, not at all.
Yeah, my grandpa had a little Nissan pickup truck like that when we were all kids.
That's what they were going to try to give us. I guarantee it. I guarantee it was going to be some little like S10.
Oh my God, no.
Like, good luck.
Well, if it wasn't for all the
Idiots.
extra equipment we were having to bring
Right.
above just like our clothes and whatnot, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal as long as we could have sat comfortably. But I was thinking of all the equipment, and I told her, I was like, we have like camera equipment and stuff. Mm-hmm. And at that point, she was asking me what are you going there for? And I was like, I'm going to photograph a wedding. I'm a photographer. And I was like, I can't just have my camera and stuff in the back of a pickup truck. What if it rains?
Yeah.
I was like, this is not night, no bueno. Like, it's not okay.
There was something else happened.
What, that made you boo-boo pouty along the trip?
Yeah. I don't know. We were about between 50 and 80 miles away, and you were like, I gotta pee. That's okay.
And we needed to stop for coffee because I was falling asleep. We were all miserable.
Yeah, you were driving at this point. You were like, I'd have coffee.
I think me and Courtney both had to pee and needed caffeine.
So we took an exit because Courtney said, they have a Dunkin' Donuts. And it wasn't off the exit. We got off an exit and we drove for 10 minutes before we found this Dunkin' Donuts.
He said it was 2 miles.
Yeah, so automatically, we've added another 30 minutes to our trip.
Yeah, it did. It literally added 30 minutes.
So we finally pull up to Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm aggravated because in my mind, I'm just like, I just want to get there so we can get out of this car and not be driving. And now we have gone 30 minutes out of the way for a coffee. And guess who doesn't like coffee? This guy. So to me, I'm like,
well, we weren't complaining. I was like, I would have gladly added 30 minutes onto our trip. I needed it bad. I needed to get out. We had just spent 4 consecutive hours in the car. And that stretch was the roughest stretch driving wise because that's when we were going through big city traffic at 5 o'clock. By the time we stopped, it was almost 7, I think. 6:45, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so, that last stretch, it had been stressful. And I've been driving. It was stressful, traffic, switching, highways, taking exits, trying to squeeze in traffic, almost getting in wrecks, God knows how many times.
Katie yelling at stupid people.
Oh, my God, yeah. I felt like I needed a cigarette along with that coffee. It was stressful. This is not traffic like we're used to where we live.
No, it's not. So we get to Dunkin' Donuts. And this is the one thing that I need to do. I wore stretchy shorts, but it's as a fat person, because I've lost a lot of weight, but I'm still fat. It's more comfortable to wear stretchy shorts on a long trip. But I was like, I don't want to get out of the wedding place wearing stretchy shorts. So we pull up to Dunkin' Donuts, and I grab my those camouflage shorts I wear all the time, and I was going to go in and change where you guys are ordering coffee. Well, the night before, I wore these same shorts, but only for an hour or something like that. I don't remember what happened, but I put these shorts on. And then we started watching a movie, and I was eating cheddar cheese popcorn, and apparently I had wiped this cheddar cheese all over one leg of these shorts, and I didn't realize I did it. So I get into Dunkin' Donuts, I'm in the bathroom, I put these shorts on, I look in the mirror, and I'm like, what the hell is all over my pants?
Maybe it's just not wipe your hands on your pants, Bob.
So, it was... I
tell the kids that all the time. Don't wipe your hands on your clothes. Get a napkin.
It was bad. You guys saw it, right? It was really bad.
You keep walking out and say, what is on your pants?
So I'm in the bathroom and I'm like, oh my God. I didn't have any other shorts with me at the time. And I was like, I can't go back out there wearing the stretchy pants. So I was like, whatever. I'm just going to go to the car and I'll try to wipe it off. We'll figure it out. Now, the hallway in Dunkin' Donuts to get to the bathroom is extremely narrow. It's the kind of hallway that you can stand in the middle and put your feet together and lean slightly to the left or slightly to the right and touch your shoulders on the wall. It's a narrow hallway. Well, I get in the bathroom. The first thing that happens, 10 seconds after I get in there, somebody, tries to open the door, and it was locked, so they couldn't come in. So then they knocked, and I'm like, why the hell would you knock?
It's obviously occupied.
It's not a key lock, which means somebody went inside and turned it. So I said, come in. And then they shook the door trying to open it. And I was like, freaking idiots, man. So I just ignored them and I kept getting dressed. Well, when I opened the door, there is a family standing in the hallway. I was like, excuse me, to get out of the bathroom. And then in the little narrow hallway, there are 3 people, 2 of them standing with their backs on the wall facing the third person, and they're talking. And I'm standing there I go, excuse me.
Excuse me.
I'm wide enough that if I lean too far one way or the other, I'm going to touch the wall. And your plan is to stand in the middle talking? And I just stood there. And then I said, excuse me, with a little bit of an attitude, nothing crazy. But by the time, they moved and I walked through. But I guess my fuse, my mental fuse didn't catch up. And then by the time I reached the inside of Dunkin' Donuts, like I'm out of the hallway, then I was like, why do people think it's okay to just stand in the middle of the hallway when people are trying to walk through? And like, I'm just like going at it. And I saw the look on your face and I was like, I'm just going to go outside. So I went outside.
You came barreling out of that hallway.
Cheese all over my pants.
It was like, dear God, here we go again. Bob is like on his period today or something. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I can't deal with your emotions.
But I like road trips though. Like, I mean, like I know that.
Could fooled me.
I know that you two looking at the situation was like, he must have been miserable the whole time, but I really wasn't. Like, I had a good time.
Me and Courtney are up front through the most stressful part of this road trip, trying to navigate through the craziness, and you're back there like sleeping and stuff, and then you're the one who's so angry. You're so angry. Goddamn car picking up my phone call.
Well, what are you gonna do? Oh, and then and then we get ready.
And poor Courtney, she's probably like, dear God, if I have to listen to any more of their music.
We drove.
I actually don't care for the music. Like, I like it. I just may not know the words, but like, I like it.
We drove. We were in the car for almost 12 hours, and then we get to the neighborhood where the house is. We were.
Not the house where we're staying, the wedding venue.
The wedding venue. Sorry, the wedding venue. We get a quarter of a mile from there, and then I go, let's just go home. We had driven for 12 hours, and I turned the car around and was getting ready to head back to the house. And you had to go, no, let's go this way. Because what happened was we pulled into this area, and the GPS is like, take a left here.
And it was a driveway.
It was a driveway. And
it said, turn left onto 1st Street or something like that. Yeah. And I was like, that's not a street. That is a driveway.
And I'm looking at the map, and I can see where it thinks the road is supposed to be and how it connects. I was like, well, obviously the place is over in that direction. So let's just keep going, and we'll get another road. And then once again, it happens again.
Recalculating. Take a left onto 3rd Street.
And then we was like, this is not a road. So then we go another time, and then, this one looked
Take
deeper.
A left onto 4th Street.
So then I was like, okay, well, let's try it. So we turn off on this dirt road, and it's getting dark. You know what I mean? Like,
we drive as far as we can go, and it ends. It's just houses. I was like, see, it's just a driveway.
At this point, I'm driving, and before we get to the end, from the passenger seat, I heard, this is how horror movies start. And I was like, so then I laughed a little bit, and then I was like, she's right.
It was getting dark, and I was like, this is so creepy.
So we turn around, and we start headed back up that driveway, and then all of a sudden, this like guy turns off of the road onto the driveway on a lawnmower. And he's like driving fast towards us. It's like bouncing around, like, and I was like, what is happening right now? And then I even said to you, I was like, are we fixing to play chicken with this guy? Because I'll hit him. I'm not stopping.
I said, this is how it ends.
I am not stopping for a guy on a lawnmower. But right before we got to him, he went up on the grass, and he's probably like, what the hell's wrong with that guy? He was going to hit me.
Who are these people?
So
they're not from around here.
So we pull out of there.
They talk funny.
We pull out of there, and then I seen a paved road, and I was like, we're going down this one. And
Courtney did.
Oh, yeah, you told us, like,
Courtney said, that looks like a real road down there. Go that way.
Go straight, because there's a golf cart, and it turned down that way.
So no, this is before that. So we went on this paved road.
The other one.
And I was like, okay, it seems right. Then all of a sudden, the GPS like shifted around, like it realized we were going the wrong way, and then we're going the wrong direction. Yeah, and that's when I turned the car around. I was like, well, we're going home. We're going home, and I meant it. Like I was done.
I was like, how did we drive 12 hours and we're like essentially here? We're in the neighborhood and we can't find the house. And Bob's like, well, we're going home. That's not an option.
And you go, no, just let's try one more time. And you took me down to the end, and we took a left, and we were able to find the house. But if you wouldn't have been in the car, like if this would have been a trip with just me, I would have turned around and been headed back home.
I have no doubt.
I would have gotten a hotel halfway through because I couldn't have made the trip altogether. But yeah, I'd have been gone.
So we just got to Baltimore last night.
I'm all worked up now.
You know, we're a long way from home. We're from good old North Carolina.
Yeah. Clicky clack. That's where we're from. Because that's the noise that you hear everywhere.
So our first experience here was Courtney and I, you know, when we stopped and we went in Dunkin' Donuts and we were ordering coffee.
Oh, yeah. I wish I would have saw this.
Yeah, the lady working, yeah, she didn't say coffee. She said coffee. Coffee.
And I thought it was a cool thing.
And I was like, whoa, people don't say that where we're from.
Yeah.
I was like, do you think she hears us? And she's like, and people ain't from around here.
Yeah.
I was like, we stick out. We country. And
no matter if you're smart or not, if you're from where we are from, when other people with different, this is the deal with being on a podcast, Courtney. You got to put your phone on silent. So we're going to take a break.
I forgot the sound was on.
We're going to take a break for a second. We're going to let you adjust that, and then
why you give her a hard time?
And then we'll pick back up. So you let us know when you're ready.
Done.
Okay. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So when people with other accents, like they hear us talk, and I know that they always
You dumb
go,
hick.
These are stupid people. These are stupid people. Because, I mean, I listen to other accents, and then I listen to ours, and I'm like, that might be right.
Well, I stepped up there to order my coffee, and I was like, can I get a large iced mocha latte? And she said, what did she say?
I know what she said. You want
I
me to do
guess
it?
so.
She
No.
like-
She said, sure, why not?
Yeah, she's like, sure, why not?
She said, sure, why not?
Like, wow. Good to see you, too.
And, I always say, thank you and stuff. People around here don't say thank you. They don't say you're welcome. Last night when we stopped at the grocery store, we got out of the car, and the guy was in the parking lot getting the carts. And he say, hey, how are you doing this evening? No, we got out. He said, you got 30 minutes.
And then put his phone back in his pocket.
Oh, yeah, that was another point. That made me
And then we
mad.
walked in the door, and I think it was the manager. He's like getting ready because they had about 30 minutes before they closed. Mm-hmm. And he didn't say hello.
No.
They didn't greet you.
No.
That don't happen where we're from. For the most part, of course, you run into rude people anywhere, especially in Walmart.
Unless you go to Walmart, yeah.
But yeah, like if I go in Food Lion, they're like, "Hey, how are you doing today? Please, thank you, have a good day, all that good stuff." People don't do that here.
No, we up north.
Ain't no Southern hospitality going on around here. It's like a different world.
So we've got the wedding today, right? We're going to be staying in Baltimore one more night. By the way, the atmosphere in Baltimore, there's a really good word for what I'm trying to use. Ambiance.
What?
Every 15...
What did you just say?
Ambiance, is that right? That's not how you say that word?
Ambiance.
Ambiance, yeah. Maybe that'll be the title.
Ambiance.
Ambiance. So,
we're making all these new words.
yeah, you just make these words up. That's why people are like, these people are dumb. Like,
they can't even pronounce their words.
every 15 minutes last night, there was a siren going off, and I was just like, oh my God, we're not going to make it through the night.
There was children. It was 11 o'clock at night.
Playing in the street.
It was crossing the street.
Yeah, we were getting stuff out of our car. And yeah, there's like several children at the end of the block. Because I heard children like laughing, and I looked because I'm like, it's 11 o'clock at night. There's children walking the streets of Baltimore. Yeah. Like small children. Now, like not teenagers.
And this is another thing. The reason that we're staying at this house is honestly because we really couldn't afford to go get a hotel and all this fancy stuff. And our buddy that's here, Jared, he was like, "Oh, you guys just stay at our house because they're staying at the big house at the wedding." And I was like, "Cool." So we get here last night. We're bringing all the stuff in, and this lady's walking down the sidewalk, and she goes, "Hey, can you guys help a sister out with some money or something like that?" I guess she needed some money, and we don't have any.
You weren't even out there. It was just me and Courtney.
I came back out.
Up the stairs.
I was walking back. Oh, I was walking up the stairs. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I came back as soon as it started going down, and and
I was like, "This is it. We're getting robbed." We just got out of the car. We're getting robbed.
I didn't think we were getting robbed, but I tried to explain to her. I said,
I'm pretty sure she was too cracked out to form thoughts enough.
Stop being judgy. She was not cracked out. You're being so mean right now.
I don't know.
Anyway, this is what really happened.
She thought we were living in our car.
That's because. Let me. You are.
What was that thing Jared was talking about?
Mean.
Where the heroin people they lean in.
Oh,
but
the Baltimore lean. Yeah,
the Baltimore lean.
That is not what happened last night.
We got schooled on the Baltimore lean because the heroin addicts be leaning, but they don't fall.
You're being so mean.
No, that's what I was told.
I know. Let me tell the story of what really happened. This lady asked for some money, and she was really polite.
She was polite about it.
And
excuse me.
I always over-explain things, I think. Like, we could have just been like, no, sorry. But I was like, I said, actually, this is not even our place. Somebody's letting us stay here, but, to help us out. And she goes, oh, y'all live in your car? Bless y'all. It's such a nice neighborhood. And then
she's like, good for y'all.
And she's like, good for y'all.
So then at first I was like, I would be like, no, we homeless. But then I was like, you know what? If she thinks we're homeless, she won't ask us for money.
Yeah, she could have been homeless for all we know, and she walked away feeling sorry for us.
And then I felt bad because I was like, oh, she thinks we're needy. And then I was like, I wish I had something to give to her, but like, I don't have cash. Like, I have a credit card. And I was like, unless you got to.
We got to save our cash for the stupid tolls. Why you got to pay a freaking toll to drive on a road?
We need to go get some money today to make sure we got money.
We don't have those where we live. God dang tolls. Be like, you're driving down the road. Oh, you got to stop and give us money.
Yeah. It was wild.
And why one toll is 49 cents and this other toll is $8? It's like,
we had to pay to go through a tunnel.
What? Yeah. We had to pay $4 so we could drive in a tunnel, and it was scary as crap.
Yeah. Welcome.
We drove under a river
for a long time.
It was a very long tunnel.
It was really long.
And Bob the whole time is going, what happens if this thing breaks and it floods? We just gonna have to roll the windows up real tight and hope they find us. I had such bad anxiety. And I'm driving, and then you're like making noises and trying to scare me
with his phone, little screaming person thing.
My nerves are still shot.
Well, look, this is not going to be a very long episode.
No, we gotta go get ready to go to this
wedding. We do gotta get ready. Before we go, we have a couple more things, but obviously, as always, patreon.com/The Bob and Katie Show. Guys, go to there, become a part of the community. That way, when we do travel, we can afford to stay in hotels and not in weird areas. And I'm just this is actually a really nice place.
You can have more episodes to hear Bob and Katie and us sound like country bumpkins,
that's
apparently,
right.
Because except for the people who are local to us, I guess that's how we seem. We're little small town hicks.
The newest thing we've added to the Patreon community is we started doing a new podcast, and it's devoted to weight loss because you and we've lost right at 90 pounds together. Like we've done a really good job.
How much fast food we ate yesterday?
Yeah, and then that's going to be definitely talked about on the next episode because we were not on a diet yesterday. Holy crap! I ate enough carbs yesterday to fill up a month. Like I feel so guilty about the way
I feel so bloated.
Yeah. But do that. We're not preaching at anybody. All we do is we go, hey, we're fat, and we did a couple things, and it's working. You guys should try it. Like, I mean, that's basically all it is. I mean, last time you spent a good 20 minutes of that 30 minutes episode calling me a liar. So I mean, like it was a debatable thing. But patreon.com/The Bob and Katie Show. Go be a part of this community. It's fun. You get bonus episodes. There's like 20 episodes now. The video of you doing the winky thing. We've been saying for 4 months that we're going to do a video of you doing a folded sheet, but we haven't done that yet. We really got to get on top of that because it's going to be funny. But go there, check it out, and be a part of it. Now, before we end, I got a couple of facts about Baltimore that I want to share with you guys.
Okay.
I looked it up this morning while I was sleeping. First one. You've got Baltimore to thank for the B&O Railroad on the Monopoly game.
Oh,
that's cool.
The Baltimore and Ohio Railroad was the country's first commercial railroad. In 1877, the Great Railroad Strike caused turmoil among the railroad workers after the B&O Company tried to lower their wages in Baltimore. Violence broke out between the civilians and the National Guard. 10 people were killed and parts of the railroad station were burned. So the next time you're playing Monopoly, you can thank those 10 people that died violently trying to protect their wages. Go Monopoly. Boom.
Wow.
In 1774, the first... Oh, you know what? This is I'm going to say this one's for my dad. I'm going to say this fact is devoted to Big Bob. In 1774, the first post office in the United States was inaugurated in this city.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty cool fact.
That's pretty rad, huh? The next one, the Baltimore airport offers something that, like, no other airport offers. When you get, like, a layover or anything like that, they have on-site areas dedicated to hiking and biking.
What?
Yeah, that's what
like
I said.
outside.
Yeah, like
airport?
you could just go like hike, like go on a nature trail or like ride bikes and stuff. And you remember when we walked into the Wilmington airport, there was like a little
miniature
hole,
golf,
and it had like this really bad looking miniature golf section. I think it's sort of like that. It's like an area where you're supposed to like keep you entertained, but here in Baltimore, it's like a hiking adventure, and you go biking.
So basically, you go outside and walk in the woods around the airport. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
I wouldn't want to do that.
All right, moving on. So the last fact before we close this up is the crime rate. 1,417 per 100,000 residents falls into a violent crime rate. Baltimore is in the top 15 of every violent crime category in the United States.
Oh my God, why are you telling me that? Why should we wait till we leave?
Except rape. So, I mean, we're good. Like, you might go outside, you might get hit in the face or something, but the chances are you're not going to get raped. So, I mean, you know, silver lining.
Jeez. Louise.
Shout outs. It hasn't happened yet, but by the time this episode comes out, it will. Congratulations to Amanda and Michelle for a beautiful wedding. We haven't seen it yet, but we saw it set up last night, and it was gorgeous.
And thank you to Jared and Kate for letting us stay at their house.
Oh, you know what? They have 3 cats. What are their names?
William, Bacardi, and Stella.
Some alcohol names in there, isn't there? Bacardi and Stella?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Kate said she liked alcohol names, and Jared liked people names.
Now, if you are a longtime Bob and Katie Show listener, you'll know that probably like 2 years ago, we actually babysat one of Jared's cats. And his name was Clyde. And we found out this weekend that Clyde, he didn't make it.
He was very old. He was like 15.
Yeah.
And they had to have him.
He was a pretty cat. What I saw.
It was sad. He was very nice.
We just want to say we miss Clyde. And, you know, congratulations again to Amanda and Michelle. And thanks, Jared and Kate, for letting us stay here. We miss Clyde, but we did have fun with these other cats.
They've been entertaining, that's for sure.
They're wild, for sure.
Trying to eat shoes and playing fetch.
These cats, he's a dog. Courtney was playing fetch with these dogs, with these cats last night.
I've never seen that before.
I was sitting there on my phone and like checking my messages and stuff, and she's like, "Go get it," and the cat would get it and bring it back.
We have to talk to Jared and Kate about that and find out if they knew that their cats play fetch.
What if they didn't know? And we're like, "Did you know your cat
discovered
fetch?"
something amazing, and they like shoes, so I guess they think they're dogs secretly. Maybe I don't know.
Megan's cat, Penny, every time we go to their house, she loves to sniff your shoes specifically, Bob. And I'm like, oh, she'll stick her whole head down in your shoes, like right after we get there, right after you take them off, and they're all good, nice and sweaty still. And I'm like, oh, don't do that. You don't want your face in there.
Well, Stella was chewing all over his shoes, laying on and chewing on them.
All right, you guys good?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for recording with me. You know that I love this. It's like my passion. I love doing this podcast. And now we've done it in Baltimore. The Bob and Katie Show's been all up in Baltimore.
I have to find a coffee mug today.
Oh, crap. I got mad and forgot to buy you that coffee mug yesterday. You didn't even see it.
Yes, you
At Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you want it? It was only $5.99.
It was super cute.
I put it up there for you. Like, I'm the one that put it up on that counter for you to see. Oh. And when I came out, I was angry and I left. But
it's okay.
Hey, thoughts? I meant to do something nice for you. But,
it's the thoughts that matter.
Yeah.
Thoughts that count.
Do you want to do our ending for us? You're a guest. You want to do the ending?
Sure.
You know how it goes?
No.
What?
I don't know how it goes.
How do we constantly have people on this show that don't know how our show goes?
Oh, I feel bad now. But, I mean...
How do you think it should end? Like, what is our ending tagline?
Don't get murdered.
I don't know.
You make up the tagline. Go ahead.
I make up the tagline?
Yep. However you want this show to
I can't
end.
just make it up on the spot.
Yeah, you can.
I'm really bad at that.
You're good. Do it. We're all like everybody. Me, Katie, thousands of people that are listening right now are just waiting to hear the genius, the like.
I don't think it's going to be genius.
Thought that you're going to put out. The words that are just, when everybody ends this episode, they're going to be like, wow, that last sentence, that's what did it. And that sentence is...
I'm not really good on pressure, so I can't just
Why are you pressuring her, Bob?
Wait, hold on.
We got this. We're going to do it one more time. You ready? And that sentence is...
I couldn't think of an Indian tribe name. I can't do this! I couldn't think of that. How am I going to think of this?
Nobody has any idea what you're talking about. Okay, you know what? If you want to know what she's talking about, listen to the next episode because we'll talk about it. So there you go. From Bob and Katie, this is us saying, I can't think of an Indian tribe name. This has been a Cabcast Studios production. For more episodes and information, visit cabcaststudios.com.